sure to check out Ageless Geeks for your figures and collectibles. So what is going on, my fellow collectors? How is everybody doing today? Daredevil19 here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Mezco Toyz 112 Collective Thor Ragnarok Thor. So let's get into it right away and take a quick look at this giant box. So we do get the basic style box when it comes to Mezco's regular releases. So on the front of the slipcover here, on the top does say Thor, on the center says Marvel Thor Ragnarok, on the bottom says 112 Collective and Marvel. And then on the bottom of the actual box, we do get the warning and blah 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 stuff nobody cares about. Here is the top of the box, and then the one side of the slipcover, and then the other side, same thing. Then the back of the slipcover does have some pretty cool promo images of the figure, along with all of the accessories. Then once you remove the slipcover here, it does display a giant window displaying the figure and pretty much all of the accessories. Then the sides of the box is 112 Collective, and then the back we do get the giant Mezco Toyz logo. But anyway, that is the packaging. Let's get this figure open and take a closer look at this Gladiator Thor, which I'm hoping is much better than their Gladiator Hulk. Alrighty, taking a closer detailed look, and I think Mezco absolutely destroyed it when it comes to the detail with this Gladiator Thor here. Now the face sculpts do look like Chris Hemsworth. It's just something, I think they maybe needed more paint detail or something. I mean, they do look good though, so don't get me wrong on that, thinking they're bad or anything. It's just they look a little soft, you know what I mean? But they did capture the likeness of Chris Hemsworth. The beard looks pretty good, sculpted and painted. I mean, the paint looks great where the hair blends into the skin tone there. Eyes are both painted looking in the same direction, and the hair sculpt looks great too. We get a nice like wash all throughout it as well. We have his scars, I believe they are, which look pretty cool. But very, very nice job overall on the face sculpt. We have those little dots on the skin tone as well to give it that realistic type of look there. Now for the armor here, I love the way the armor looks, but we do once again have that same issue that we did have with their Justice League Aquaman figure. They made it one whole piece, so now you really cannot use the torso articulation. It is like a softer type plastic, unlike the Aquaman, so you can force it a little bit, which I'll show you during the articulation. But the paint and sculpt look fantastic all throughout it. I really dig the way it looks. All the buttons that are sculpted and painted on there. We have the strap going across, which is connected to his cape. Shoulder pieces look pretty cool. And this is a cloth material, which looks pretty cool. And we get all those red symbols or whatever it is all throughout the armor, going down the left side and the left arm as well. There's the back. Nice sculpt and paintwork on it once again, and this has a cool like texture to it. The lower portion, you can see the stitching and everything. Beautiful tiny sculpt detail on that. Really dig the way that looks. And we do get an actual cloth cape, which is kind of like a silk material, and I do like the way it looks, and it feels real nice too. And they did give it like a dirty look on the bottom, which looks pretty cool. Be careful, this piece, it's just connected by one piece of thread, so be careful not to rip that off. They could have thrown a piece of bendy wire in it, you know, but I mean, it is what it is, you know. The arms here, this arm doesn't have as much armor, but we get some gauntlets around it, which look pretty cool. Very nice sculpt and paint detail on that. The left side looks great. We get this piece of armor, which is connected around the arm with a strap, so you can move it around. Does hinder the arm articulation just a little bit. Then the armor all throughout the arm looks sick on the figure there. We get the straps sculpted and painted on the other side of the arm right there, which looks nice. And then the lower portion here, I love the material for the pants. Beautiful stitching on that. Very nice job. I have a piece of thread hanging out there. I love the way the pants look, and I love the material that they used. One issue I did have when I opened the figure, the shin guard was like off to the right, so I had to force it back to the front of the leg, and I thought it was ruined because when I would bend the knee, it would bend that way, and the shin armor would be facing on this side, so I was able to shift it back into place there. But I do love the way the shin armor looks. We get a nice wash and all the sculpted lines and everything. We get those symbols on there as well, and the boots look dope. Really love the way those look. The straps have a very nice like wash to it, and it looks really nice. You can see like the stitching on the boot underneath the straps, and then the actual boot here, we get a little bit of sculpted wrinkles, nice sculpt and paintwork as well. And on the bottom, we do get some sculpted treads and some peg holes, but overall Mezco did a beautiful job when it comes to the detail on this Gladiator Thor, and I don't think they really could have done any better of a job when it comes to the paint and sculpt. But anyway, let's continue on. Moving on to the accessories, we get a bunch of great stuff included with this Gladiator Thor. So what we do get a Mezco bag, of course, in case you're someone who likes to store your accessories in there. And then we do get the stand here. We have the base that says Marvel Thor Ragnarok, and you can see my reflection in it as well. And then we do have the peg on the top in case you like to peg your figures on the base. And we do have the arm and the clamp in case you would like to make the stands. So we do get that stuff, and then we do get 3 alternate heads. Then starting on the left, we do get the basic stern face, which is the head that does come on the figure out of the packaging, and actually all of them are a basic stern facial expression, which I don't know why they couldn't at least switch up one of the faces with a different facial expression. I find it kind of weird we have the same look with all 3 faces there, but my favorite is definitely the one on the left. And in the middle, we do get the lightning eyes effect type face, which is a really smart idea by Mezco for including that with a Thor, because he is the god of thunder. And then finally we do get the helmeted face with the paint running down the left side of his face here, and then the earpieces can move up and down as well, and we get some very nice paint and sculpt all throughout the helmet there, and just all the faces turned out really good. I feel like the weakest is probably the helmeted face there with likeness, and they are very simple to swap out. I'll show you how to do that right now. And like I said, swapping the heads is very simple. When you want to swap them out, you have to take the neck off with it, which it'll pop off with the head. It's just connected to a ball peg, so just pull up to take it off, and then take the new one and just push down on the ball peg, and then there you go, as simple as that. So we do get the 3 alternate heads or faces. And then we also get the lightning effect, the shield, and the mace. And the lightning effect turned out really good. It is a nice blue translucent plastic, and it is a soft rubbery type plastic. The more it goes to the ends, it goes into a clear translucent plastic, and all you do is wrap this around his hand and arm, which I'll show you how to do shortly. So we get that. Then we do get the mace and the shield. And the shield looks really good. It has like a weathered type look, like it's been in a lot of battles, but the sculpt of it and the paint look really cool all throughout it. And then there's the inside. You wrap this piece around his arm, and you have him grip on to this piece here, which I'll show you how to do shortly. And then we also do get the mace, which is probably my favorite accessory included with this Thor here. I really dig the way this looks. You can tell it's been like in battle with swords and other types of weapons. But I really dig the way the paint is on this. And the handle, you have to be careful when you have them grip onto it, because it can take off some of the plastic because of how the handle is here. But really, really cool accessory. And I'll show you how to put on the shield and the lightning effect right now. And the way you get on the shield and the lightning effect, so the lightning effect here, you can see the opening is on one side, while that side there's lightning covering it. So take his arm here, just put it on like that, and there you go, as simple as that to get the lightning effect on. Now for the shield, this is kind of annoying to get on, but you do have to wrap these 2 straps around his arm, and this piece he's supposed to hold on to it. I unpeg it. I don't know if it's supposed to unpeg, but I find it easier to unpeg it. So all I do is just get him to grip on to this piece here, like that. Come on, you bastard. And then you got to wrap these pieces around his arm. Then you just got to peg these back in. But like I said, I'm not sure if these are supposed to unpeg or not, but I found that to be the easiest way to get him to grip on to his shield. And these unpeg very easily, so it does get very annoying. So we do get that stuff. And then we also get his swords, and then we do get 2 sheaths, one without the swords in it, and then one with the swords in it. And these swords here turned out really nice. I love the way the blue paint looks on the blade, and then we do get that sculpted black line all throughout the blade as well. And the handles are sculpted differently, which I'm pretty sure that's how it was in the movie. These are very thin, so just be careful of them. But pretty cool looking swords there. So we do get those, and we do get the 2 sheaths here. So the one on the right is the sheath without the sword handles, obviously, and then the one on the left is the one with the sword handles. But we get some very nice sculpt and paint detail throughout both of them. Then we do have these rectangular pegs on the back, because you just peg it into the back of Thor, and I'll show you how to do that right now. And the way you store these sheaths on Thor here is very simple. As you saw before, there is a peg hole on the back. Just move the belt up a little bit. You can see the peg on the sheath. All you have to do is just peg that in, and then there you go, As simple as that, and looks pretty cool once you have it on the figure. So we do get that, and then we finally get 6 alternate hands. And starting on the top here, we do get a pair of fists, of course, which do come on the figure out of the packaging, and all the hands are very simple to swap out since they are a soft, rubbery type plastic. Then we do get a pair of gripping hands, which are meant for the weapons, of course, and then finally we get some open palm type hands, and we get some great sculpt and paint throughout all 6 hands. But anyway, that is all the awesome accessories included with this Thor. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the reviews, shall we? Now for the height of the God of Thunder, to the very top of his hair, it looks like he's about 6.5 inches tall. And then here he is compared to the SH Figuarts Infinity War Captain America, the Infinity War Hulk, the Mark 50 Iron Man, and Thanos. And I think he scales pretty damn good with the Figuarts MCU line. And then here he is compared to the Mezco 112PX Doctor Strange, the exclusive Iron Man, Popeye, and the DX Joker. And then here he is compared to the Storm Collectible Smoke, the SH Figuarts Sage Mode Naruto, the Mafex Justice League Batman, and the Figma Black Swordsman Guts. And then here he is compared to the SH Figuarts Awakened Warrior Super Saiyan Goku, and the Mezco 112 Deadpool. Anyway, there's some quick comparisons. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the review. So now for the articulation, and this definitely isn't the high point to this figure, but we do get some decent movement in certain points of articulation. So we do have 2 joints at the neck here. The upper neck joint, you could get Thor to pretty much look all the way up, so that is definitely good. Then looking down, just pretty much looks straight ahead. Very nice pivot at the upper neck there, as you can see, and then it does swivel as well. The lower neck joint, very nice forward and back movement there. So with both joints, you kind of get them to pretty much look all the way down. And both joints, you can get them to look directly up. So excellent forward and back movement. Great pivot there, and then it does swivel as well. So beautiful articulation at both the neck joints. Then we do get a point of articulation at the torso, but like I mentioned before, it does get hindered by his armor here. But you can force it a little bit, so you can get like a tad bit of movement out of it. You really can't get it to pivot though, which kind of sucks. I mean, you can get it to go back a tiny bit and forward a tiny bit, but that's really all the articulation you're going to get out of the torso, which is pretty disappointing to me. I know that won't bother some people. The waist here goes forward and back pretty well, actually. So the waist, you can get them to crunch forward about that much, and then you can't really get them to go back at all because it gets hindered by the armor. Really no pivot at the waist at all, which is disappointing, and really can't get it to swivel either. It kind of does, but it seems like it doesn't want to go any further, you know? It's kind of like a spring. You try to move it, but it just goes right back. So the torso and the waist, not good movement at all. Now for the arms here, we do get a little butterfly joint there, which really doesn't move too much. And then the arms do go out to the sides, while the right arm does go out further because it doesn't have that piece of armor hindering it. So as you can see, this one goes a little less than 90 degrees, this one goes more than 90 degrees. Then the arms do go up and down, of course. We do have the biceps swivel, double jointed elbows. Now he has more armor on this arm, so you won't be able to get his elbow to bend in as much as the right arm, as you can see right there. It does go more than 90, but this one goes a lot more than 90. And then the wrists, we do have the ball hinge, so it does swivel and hinges back and forth. Now for the legs here, you can get the God of Thunder to kick forward about 90 degrees, which is definitely good. Goes to the back just a tiny bit, and let's see if he can Jean-Claude Van Damme it. And he actually almost can. So very nice outward leg movement there. Then we do get the upper thigh swivel. We do have double jointed knees that bend back almost all the way. And then the ankles, they do swivel. The piece of armor, as you can see, really doesn't hinder the swivel too much on that ankle joint there. But really doesn't go up and down on that joint. Let me try it on this one. You get better up and down movement on the left leg there. The right leg really doesn't go up at all. It gets hindered by the armor. It does go down a tiny bit. And then the pivot, let's see, really not the best pivot, man. Looks like you get better pivot with the left ankle there. But overall, the articulation is pretty good. Some points are just horrible, while you got other points that are really good, and you'll be able to get them in some okay God of Thunder like poses. I'm about to show you some of them right about now. But anyway, that is my review of the Mezco 112 Collective Gladiator Thor. Hope you enjoyed it. If I had to rate this figure between a 1 through 10, I'd have to give it an even 8. If you would like to know the price and where to buy this figure, I did get mine from Agelessgeeks, so you can check at agelessgeeks.com, or I would recommend going through their Instagram or their Facebook page. I will put more information in the description below. And if you would like to support the channel, don't forget to subscribe and click on that notification bell. And if you liked it, feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, oh well, I guess you didn't like it. But thanks for watching. I will see you later. So on the front of the slipcover here, on the top to say Thor, on the center we do get more. Oh, damn it. So on the front of the slipcover here, on the top to say Thor. And then here is the bottom of the actual box. We do get of great stuff included with this Gladiator. Almost said 4 again. Looks with the eyes there, and then finally we could do other painted blue. But yeah. How to do in a second.